You're listening to The Raw Reaction on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Raw Reaction. That's right, the Raw Reaction with your man, the Big Dick, and the Angry Tensai. The Big Dick, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Brother, I'm a little perplexed. Quite honestly, I'm a little bit perplexed. Good Raw tonight. However, I'm a troubled soul right now. And I think that you and myself, we've discussed this earlier today. It's a sad day for sports all around, sports and sportsmen. It's a very sad day, my friend. As the world knows at this point, tragically, American Pharaoh was robbed, absolutely robbed of his Sportsman of the Year award. He collected 47% of about 500,000 votes, and this sham of a contest was awarded to somebody with about as many likes or votes as I could get if I uploaded a picture of my shit on my Facebook page. How does that make you feel every time?
I couldn't agree more, and I want to ask you, would you like to know what I think?
I very much would like to know what you think.
I think that PED-eating monster of a man, Serena Williams, that pig, has no right. Let me tell you something, brother. I don't get too fired up on this station, but I'll say this. To win a Grand Slam means you win four to win a Grand Slam. Serena Williams almost won a Grand Slam. But I'll tell you, brother, American Pharaoh won a Grand Slam. And he was screwed by that pig of a man, Serena Williams. And he is a pig, that's Serena Williams. That PED-eating, steroid-abusing monster of a man.
You know, brother, actually, I think this could be politically correctness gone awry with Serena Williams winning this award. This has been a very big year, very controversial year, and to be honest with you, the transgender community has run amok. First, we have Caitlyn Jenner winning the Arthur Ashe Award for all sorts of sports heart, and now we have Serena Williams winning Sportsman of the Year.
Let's just go there. How the fuck, yeah, you heard me, did Eric Berry not win that ESPY award? Eric Berry was diagnosed with a lymphoma that was supposed to kill him, and he's back on the field less than a year later, playing strong safety for the Chiefs at one of the highest levels in the league after losing like 40 pounds because of chemotherapy. And now he's back.
And he's like a 5'10" safety. He's not like a 300-pound lineman where you miss a week's worth of meal when you're down.
Bruce Jenner killed somebody on a hit on that rolling hit in a car. I refuse to acknowledge Bruce Jenner as the male athlete of the year or the ESPY winner. He is a grotesque human being on the inside and out. He killed someone, and he's not remorseful about it. He's all about himself. Bruce Jenner. Get out of here with Bruce Jenner.
You know who I disrespect almost as much as Bruce Jenner? Serena Williams. She has her own dedicated 5K. She could not participate in this 5K. She took a taxi for this entire 5K. Angry Tensai, I'm not in the best shape in the world. I can run a 5K.
Me too, buddy. And
American Pharaoh could have beat her taxi in the 5K.
Then I don't want to take a quote from you, but I will. If we want to know who's the SI Sports Person of the Year, why don't we just line them up right now? Line them up.
You know what? I think we could let him play tennis, and I think American Pharaoh would win.
He certainly would. You know what? It's crap. And before we get into what's an awesome Raw, I suggest everybody look up SI Now, one word, on Twitter, Sports Illustrated Now, SI Now, and speak your mind and let them know what you think. Sports Illustrated just showed what a dirt rag shit magazine they are. They're posting like jokes about American Pharaoh. They posted a picture of a horse and it says, "Can you pick out which horse is American Pharaoh?" As they just put it up there. And then there's another one that is a mocking article of American Pharaoh congratulating Serena Williams. It's not funny. I don't find it funny. I find it funny that Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, that's bad sportsmanship right there.
You know what I find it? I find it this way, Big Dick. I find it funny that there's a company that thinks it's still a good idea to be in print in 2015. Good luck, Sports Illustrated. Best of luck to you, buddy. Because guess what? This Bleacher Report, which is ran by a bunch of independent writers and kids, which publicizes just shit articles, is going to put you out of business. There you go.
And the Bleacher Report, Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year is more likely than not American Pharaoh.
We haven't heard the last
they show
Pharaoh. We haven't heard
they show him the respect that he's due.
I just look forward to tomorrow downloading our podcast from iTunes and listening to myself yell, "Grand Slam means 4, not 3." Anyway, I gotta say,
as many Grand Slams this year as Serena Williams, my friend. You play softball, so you might have hit more than her.
She did not win the Grand Slam. Honestly, it's ridiculous. She didn't win it, and Pharaoh did, and no horse has ever won the Grand Slam. And dude, like, no disrespect to tennis, but disrespect tennis. Nobody gives a shit about tennis, dude. The horse racing is like internationally epic, and more money a year goes through horse racing than freaking tennis. Let me tell you, and horse racing will be around a lot longer. How about that?
Wow. I agree with every word, every syllable you said there. Agree 100% completely.
Serena Williams, he's a PED abusing monster. Don't forget that. I don't like him. Yeah. I don't like him.
No, he is a.
And why is he dressed like that on the cover of Sports Illustrated?
I told you, transgender community. I mean, he's going for the feminine look.
I don't like him dressed that way. Anyway,
you know what I think the problem is?
What? Enough about him.
American Pharaoh would not have fit on the throne. He would have made the throne look minuscule.
No, they're against horses, and it's not right. And as California Chrome's owner said, it's not fair to the horses. It's not fair to the horses. I'm just gonna say that.
All right, and I'll leave that. I'll leave it at that. We've had we've given that dirt rag that shall remain nameless.
I did like that one article that I sent you, where American Pharaoh reacted in caps angrily to not winning. That I even have to say is pretty funny. Anyway, enough of that. So Raw tonight, wow. Where to begin? The owner and CEO of WWE, Mr. McMahon, returns tonight to TV. How do you feel about that?
You know what? I like it. Completely unexpected. Yet the crowd was hot, and it was it really got people talking. I mean, it was a good opening to the show. I can't remember the last time I've actually said that for a Monday Night Raw, but it was actually a very good opening to the show.
Oh, a
brief
Stephanie McMahon?
confrontation with Stephanie.
Oh, dude, let me just say this. How good is Stephanie McMahon without Triple H when she's in the men's, and not that she's bad with the female stuff, but when she's up in the men's business and she's without Triple H, how good is she on the mic?
Oh, it was freaking unbelievable. Best part was the last time that she said, "Oh, and one more thing," and just walked up to him and slapped him for like the 8th time.
She hit him so I guess we got a level set. I mean, so she basically called out Roman Reigns for the beatdown he put on Triple H last night. I mean, he killed Triple H after and it's funny because the League of Nations is the one that screwed Sheamus or screwed Roman Reigns last night at a title. Sheamus, he got held back at going up the ladder by those guys. Triple H just came out at the end. He didn't even really do anything. I guess he was going in to shake his hand again. I have no idea why, but he just was on the brunt of it, and he got he got killed. So Stephanie came out and defended her helpless husband, who is the father of her children. She has to explain this to her father, and man, she just slapped the crap like 6 times, and I mean hard, on Roman Reigns. And then when she was done with the 6, she goes, one more thing. And I mean, dude, it was like a man's bar punch in a slap form on Roman Reigns. His face was so red. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was really, it wasn't even a matter of selling it either. It was like legitimate, like, just slap me as hard as you can, bitch.
You know what, though? It shows you, like, obviously there's a good relationship between the WWE, Roman Reigns, Stephanie McMahon. I mean, that I like when the workers have that rapport and they can do stuff like that on TV because it can really, I don't know, I wouldn't let a stranger hit me, but if you and I were playing characters on TV, I've known you a long time, I'd let you take a liberty because it's good for TV, and it just shows Roman Reigns is very, even in a weird way. I'm saying this is very respected by the WWE and they trust him, as we learn at the end of the night tonight. Well, Stephanie McMahon walks up the aisle and makes a point, and I love the way she did this. And she was just like, by the way, I'm not going to fire you tonight because because my father told me not to. And
No, my husband told me not to.
Yeah, and she said, by the way, the chairman, my father will be here tonight. And I love that Vince is here because Triple H and Stephanie really couldn't handle Roman on their own.
Yeah, that was a pretty entertaining part of it. I really enjoyed it. Good opening segment, and the thing is, they did what they don't usually do: make the show can't miss for the rest of the show. And it's not like they didn't get the main event. They literally said, okay, Vince McMahon is going to be here, and just Vince McMahon is going to be here. So it's on the edge of the seat. Guess what? I'm not flipping over to Monday Night Football at that point because I don't know when Vince McMahon is going to get there.
Why is he such a draw though? Like I feel that way, bro. When I heard Vince was coming on, I was fired up, dude. But why is Vince such a draw? Like I'm not saying he shouldn't be because to me, I don't know why. I just think he's the most badass character of all time. I don't know why. I just do.
Yeah, I mean, he is definitely. I don't even know. I mean, I think part of it is he's not on much. It'd be like if Shane O'Mac came back. Sure. It would be like, holy shit! Like this is like out of nowhere. Like Vince McMahon. I think they said before his last time on TV was like a year ago.
Vince has the best theme music in the history of wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, it really is some pretty good.
The way it starts is awesome. Just that fucking riff is so badass. It's like, war, and then the theme starts. Fucking great. Dude, I love Vince. And, you know what? Vince's entrance was great. So, by the way, I loved that, I guess in return for R-Truth and Bo Dallas getting thrown out of the ring, I love the fact that R-Truth got his full entrance, which we never say. I absolutely love that song, What's Up, and I love watching him do it and interact with the crowd, and I'm glad it made it to TV. So basically, to sum up that match, it was the What's Up theme song, Bo Dallas comes out, they kind of lumber around the ring for about a minute. Vince comes out, full theme, and says, "Get the hell out of my ring" to both of them, and then cuts his promo on Roman Reigns. I thought it
But
was
the best part is, then he says, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to make him sweat for a while," and he doesn't call him out right away. They go to a commercial break or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, who knew? I didn't really know what he was gonna do. I actually really thought he was gonna go against Triple H and Stephanie. I was like, this is too obvious. And I mean, honestly, Roman or Triple H or not, excuse me, Vince went right after Roman and basically berated him and demanded an apology. And he said, "I still might fire your ass. I haven't decided yet, but you're gonna apologize right now to Stephanie and Triple H." And Roman played, again, I understand it's kayfabe, but Roman's character played on the weaknesses of Vince's character incredibly. When he talked about, you're 70 years old, you're an old man, yeah, and you're still gonna be pulling this stuff. Like, he played on the one weakness that Vince can't hide from in the gym, that Vince can't run away from, and that's just his age. I mean, there's nothing you can do about how old you are. You're that old. And
Yeah.
Vince looks great, no doubt about it. But you know what, man? He didn't want to be called a wussy. He didn't want to be told that he didn't have balls anymore. And he said, "You know what? I'll do this, Roman. You want a shot at the title? You want to see a title match tonight? I wasn't going to give it to these people. I wanted to play with these people, but I'll do this. You get your shot tonight, but if you lose, you're fired for good. Do you accept the terms?" And he puts his hand out. Roman accepts the terms. Big time match. Career on the line. At that
point, I like it. I also liked that, and we always talk about chicken shit heels. I like that Sheamus came out and said, let's do this tonight, and I'll even put the title on the line. You don't expect that.
I think Sheamus just hates Roman Reigns. Like, it's pretty funny. Like, Sheamus's character is just real. Like, he is a true hothead, and I think just Sheamus's character is just sick of Roman Reigns, and I think that's one of the fatal flaws of Sheamus's character. He's so short term that, like, he can beat you on any given night. But if you stick around long enough, he's going to make a mistake because he's just such a hothead. And this is a great example of that.
Yeah. Well, I liked it how they played it and said, "Oh, there's no way in hell you're going to get a title match," which is what you get 95% of the time. Right. In that you get, you know what, you don't get a title match. Screw these fans. And then he played it that way. And then, like you said before, Roman Reigns sort of went after his grapefruits and got what he wanted out of it. Absolutely love that. I mean, it was not what anybody was expecting.
Well, you know what? I didn't believe it was going down, but it was. But I still didn't think there was any way Roman Reigns could walk out with the title on a Raw. But you know what? We go to the main event, and in the main event, I wouldn't say this was an excellent match, but you had the elements, and it's kind of funny. You had the elements of what I discussed with you a couple weeks ago, that Bayley versus Ava Marie match on NXT that I saw, where the corporation was trying to screw Bayley out of the NXT title. And it goes to show you, the corporation they can't pull off any of these screw jobs anymore. The talent is just too talented. And, it wasn't a great match by any means, but it was a decent match. Roman Reigns hit a Superman punch about 10 minutes in out of nowhere on Sheamus, and it was very abrupt. It wasn't loaded up. It was kind of out of nowhere. And it was pretty evident the impact that he hit him square, and it did appear that Roman was going to win the title right there. You got one, you got two. Referee is pulled out of the ring by Vince McMahon. Wow. So Vince has interjected himself. As Vince does that, the League of Nations, just like 24 hours ago. I don't know where Bad News Barrett was last night. I don't know where he is tonight. But the other two members of League of Nations, Roman Reigns kills Alberto Del Rio. I didn't even see Alberto Del Rio come into the frame. He must have gotten decked because when he appears in the frame, he's already on the ground. But Rusev absolutely annihilated Reigns. And he threw Reigns into the ring. As he did that, Reigns somehow rallied, got up, Superman punches Rusev. As he turns around, Sheamus for the brogue misses. I think he got speared at that point. And then Reigns.
No, because he Superman punched, what's his name? And then he Superman punched, Vince.
Well, yeah, but he did something to knock Sheamus down, or maybe Sheamus was down already. That's when he Superman punched Vince, which was shocking. And as he turned around, he got brogued. When he got brogued, he kicked out, which was surprising. And then he eventually, what did he hit, the spear or the Superman for the win?
Hit the spear. Sheamus was pretty much waiting for him to get up.
He tried
because he got knocked down by something, and he was getting up, and Sheamus was running at him for the brogue, and he just speared him and slammed him. I absolutely loved this match. I don't know how long it was.
Great. You gotta understand, the ending sequence versus the match, I think, are two different things. The last 5-minute sequence was outstandingly booked, but you can't tell me the first 10 minutes was entertaining.
You know what? It wasn't, but I think that it was. I mean, it was a solid. I think it was a solid 15-minute match, and I think they did. I hated the fact that I wish they could change this or do something different. Commercials during the match.
Yeah,
like this is a freaking world championship match. Can't you say, look, it's 10:55. We're not going to have a commercial until this match is over. It's just almost disrespectful to the title matches. And I get that you need advertising. I get that. That's the big ad spot coming in the last couple minutes of the show. But I mean, it's just it doesn't prioritize it, and it's like a Bush League feel.
Nitro, if it was a world title match, they'd go commercial free for the world title match.
Yeah, I don't think it's a world title match. I think every main event should just be. Yeah. I mean, assuming it's like a main event, not a contract signing. I mean, I think every main event, I think you just, you know what, it's like 15 minutes. You can figure out a spot where you can do like 15 minutes, no commercials, and just wrap them around there.
You know what, though? I mean, my thing is this. I mean, I love Reigns won the title. It was great. I love the last 5 minutes of the match. But it just goes to show you when you get an ending like tonight, that's like an all-time ending. Like, it was a really cool moment. It was very... It's kind of like when Ziggler won the world title with the cash in on Del Rio. They're like big moments. But man, wouldn't it have been nice to put a really good match on top of that ending? That's how you get all-time great matches. And you know, it just wasn't. Sheamus just wasn't the right guy to hold this title, and I hate to kill him like that. But imagine, and let's just throw the name out there. Imagine Kevin Owens played this role for the transitional champion, and he would have held it for 2 or 3 weeks, cashed in on, I know he wasn't there at the time, but cashed in on Reigns. It would have been, I mean, in a loss, Kevin Owens could automatically be made as like part of one of the best matches in Raw's history. Because the two of them, Reigns and Owens, would tear the house down, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what? I think you're absolutely right.
Take this ending, which was epic, and put it on top of a great match. That's how you get fans, dude. That, you know what I mean? So I mean, it was still awesome, dude. Raw tonight, A. I give it an A. You don't get much better than an A. I mean, that's awesome, right? So I mean, they, you know, to me, an A+ is unachievable, but an A, all right, you know. So they still nailed it. They hit it out of the park, but. You know what, man? I think they could have done more, you know, considering how awesome it was. But dude, regardless, you know what? If you didn't like Reigns, you may now, because he's had a tough road, and you know, the Authority continues to be heinous, man. I mean, they're
Yeah.
tough. I gotta say this though. You tell me, after what he did to Triple H and then what he did to Vince tonight, especially after kicking him on the apron after he won the match off the apron, Reigns is a dead man. I'm telling you right now, he's a dead man.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that's part of it. Like, obviously, WWE's been jacking Roman Reigns off for a while now. I mean, I think that's part of the plan. Is like, you know what? We got to bring in Vince for this. And I mean, they don't have to bring in Vince, but I mean, they've positioned the authority squarely against him. They've positioned their biggest heel faction pretty much solely against him and only him. Because I mean, you didn't see Dean Ambrose or even like Ryback or Jack Swagger or anybody coming out to help out during this. It's basically Roman Reigns versus whoever. But I mean, Triple H. I think having him come down, it was great last night. Then he put him out. But Vince McMahon, I think that was sort of they said, hey, we got to bring the big guns, the big heels in here to really get him over. And I think they did a good job of it.
Do you think that this is all setting up John Cena to win the Royal Rumble and finally turn heel at WrestleMania?
Oh God, shit. I've wanted it for so long. I don't know. I don't know. What about Reigns turning heel as the champ?
Nah, no point now. You would have done it already.
Yeah, good point.
The
thing is though, now I think Reigns, I mean, he's probably over 75% of the crowd.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing much better. I mean, I buy him now. I didn't buy at WrestleMania last year. He was the last person I wanted as champion. And now I'm cool with it. I think he deserves it. I do think he deserves it. Yeah. I think he's had a great year.
He's put his run and he's overcome stuff. I mean, he basically did in the fall here, or like the last couple of months. He basically did what Dan O'Brien did leading up to WrestleMania when he went subtle.
He's done such a good job that when Seth Rollins comes back, you can keep him as a heel and you can keep Reigns where he is, and you don't have to waste those moves so early. So, I think Reigns has done a great job. I do think they've dropped the ball on Kevin Owens, though. I mean, especially losing the title last night to Dean Ambrose clean. He had such steam, man, and it's almost kind of disrespectful to John Cena that he came in and got that win over Cena and had such a great feud with Cena. And I just don't get why Owens keeps losing big matches when he's.
I disagree with that.
Well, I think he's in a great spot, but I don't think he ever wins. He's kind of got that Bray Wyatt thing going. Every time there's a big match, Owens tends to lose it.
Yeah, you know what? I disagree with that. I think that I mean, obviously he hasn't been around as long as Bray Wyatt, so that's still yet to be seen. But I just think, I mean, he is great on the mic. He's beyond great. Yeah. And even tonight, he went back to. I remember talking about this when Owens was having his feud like John Cena was doing an open mic challenge, and he was in like a really good match with like Dolph Ziggler, or the open title challenge, and he was in a good match with like Ziggler or something. I loved it because it was like 10, 15 minutes into the match, and this was a great match between Ambrose and Ziggler.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, and I love it that he comes in like, because the crowd was like, I mean, I don't know if they had a "This is awesome" chant, but they were 100% invested in it, and then to have him come out and pretty much just ruin it, that's a big asshole heel move, and absolutely, I absolutely loved it. I mean, obviously he knew when he needed to go in and do his thing, but I mean, the timing of it, I'd rather have it 15 minutes into the match when you're invested, and I really wanted to see who won that match. I really wanted to see. I'm like, okay, you know what? What's that?
I like what you're saying. I totally agree with you.
I think I'll go one step further. I think that the next pay-per-view, I hope it's next pay-per-view, because I feel like Ziggler's sort of a waste, or a huge waste, to be having matches with people like what's his name? The guy with the selfie stick.
Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, I think that's an absolute waste. I mean, I was actually when I saw, well, first of all, three-way match, Ziggler, Ambrose, and Owens for the title. Please give it to me. I don't care what you have to do next couple of weeks to lead up to it, but that could very well be the match of a pay-per-view
The triangle
between the
match.
three of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it totally looks like it's going that way, which is interesting. Um, I agree with everything you're saying here. The thing I did like that you didn't mention is I like that he wasn't afraid of them, and he beat the shit out of Ambrose, and then when Ziggler jumped him, he beat the shit out of him too. So
well, that's the thing. He hit Ziggler first. He
he was
tossed him out of
mad.
the ring or something like that. Not really.
Owens prides himself on being cool, calm, collective, and I'll pick my spots and pick my moments. And for once, he just lost his cool and just went looking for a fight, and he was opportunistic in a way in picking, but, he sure didn't back down from the fight once it came to him. So very cool, very good. I also liked,
Same thing. You know what? Same thing. I liked it. I think I made mention of this before. Sheamus was the same way. He came out looking for a fight. It was not a chicken shit heel tonight.
well, it just shows you TLC was a meaningful pay-per-view after all, because these guys are coming down with fire. You look at, speaking of great matches at TLC, I loved the New Day skit.
You know what? I didn't see that match on
You didn't?
TLC, and I need to go watch it. No, I missed that match.
It was an incredible triple threat match, ladder match, unbelievable TLC match.
I need to be the one to
I'll
go
tell
watch
you,
anymore.
my opinion of the Lucha Dragons has changed.
They're not just like a 8-year-old wet dream anymore. They're
crazy stuff. They were just crazy in that match, and it's one of those matches where you have to remember to yourself that Hunico Sin Cara is not the first Sin Cara, and it's hard to watch somebody in that costume and forget that was, you have to separate that we hold the mistakes of the first guy against the second guy when the second guy's done a great job since he's been Sin Cara. And, man, he was great. And for as great as Sin Cara was last night, Kalisto was 10 times better. It was awesome, dude. It was just an awesome match. And
yeah,
New Day was great as well. And you know what? The Usos benefited from being in that match. But the one thing I'll say to the Usos, I don't know if it was Jay or Jimmy that took the Kalisto spot, the Salida de Sol off the top of the ladder. Taking that spot, sick to trust Kalisto with literally his life and his neck and his ability to complete the rest of his life. Like, could you imagine, yeah, I lost my movement for the rest of my life and ruined my life because I wanted to take a flip off a ladder. On
the opening match of a pay-per-view. It's not even like WrestleMania.
It's not like Droz. Like Droz was a pro wrestler, and D'Lo slipped, and it was just a mistake. It was just a weird freak thing, and it wasn't a risky move. It was just a freak thing, and it sucks for Droz, sucks for D'Lo. The element of risk wasn't there as much as it was just a freak thing, right? Whereas this is just complete recklessness and unnecessary risk.
You know what? I'll say the same thing about the diving headbutts out of the ring, too.
Not like
in
this.
that regard.
Dude, I've watched a lot of wrestling, and I really didn't like that Salida del Sol move. And I thought about why I was having such a problem with it. Like, if you're in a ladder match or a steel cage match and you're on a table and Jeff Hardy does a swanton bomb on you, you're only going to go through that table and the impact's going to suck, but those tables are made to break and to give. And and if you're Hardy, you're never going to land on your neck. You've done the move a million times. You're going to land on your back. This is a scenario where that Salida del Sol move you have to do it off a ladder onto another ladder. That's going to be your landing spot. And not only is it necessarily risky for you, Callisto, that has to land on your butt essentially onto the ladders, but you have to literally protect the neck and back of the guy you're bringing down. Dude, I don't know how they didn't get hurt. I don't. It was, dude, it was crazy. It was one of the, and it looked awesome, no doubt. But I just remember thinking to myself, my God, it's just not worth it. Like, it's not worth it.
I mean, somebody's going to literally get killed for a match that your team's taking a pinfall for. And I get that they're going to, you know what, this is the match to you know what, I like what they did tonight. I think that they did a really cool thing, bring him out to the ring, even though it turned into like a heel segment. But I think it was cool to actually like have him out and recognize it, and the crowd like chanted, and they all sort of gave each other a little bit of props. I mean, I think that was cool in that, like you said, I think it helped the Usos a little bit getting over, and I don't think, I think that it's going to be a good thing, hopefully a good thing for the tag division, because quite honestly, it's been crap.
Well, yeah, I agree. It did work, and the New Day went on for about 10 minutes about how great the Usos and Kalisto and Sin Cara were. Those guys didn't believe them, but eventually they just gave in and said, you know what, we'll shake your hands and we appreciate it. And as they're walking away, Xavier Woods then says, but you know what, enough with all that. It's all about your boys, the New Day, tonight. And they go into a more ridiculous dance routine than I've ever seen them do. And I saw
it was pretty epic.
I saw something amazing in that dance routine. Why did Big E take his shoes off down to his socks and then get on his back?
I don't know. And he was like faking like a seizure there too. It wasn't like he was just like or like spazzing out on the ground. I don't know why he was doing that.
Him dancing,
but it was weird.
He had a shirt tucked into his sweatpants, and he.
But I like that whole segment there, and
a 300-pound giant like Big E in jacked up pants, black socks, gets super kicked in a ring. It might have been the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, it was an entertaining segment, and you know,
Vic, I think we lost Big Vic. We apologize for that little dead air there. We were having some technical difficulties. We also tonight we had Charlotte with Ric Flair and Becky Lynch go over the Bella team of Brie Bella and Alicia Fox. Once again, a little interference by the dirtiest player in the game, Ric Flair and Charlotte, to help Becky Lynch unknowingly get a submission victory over Alicia and Brie Bella. So Becky benefited from the chicanery, but I don't think she knew that Ric Flair interfered. So more to come on that.
Yeah, I think that's how they played it off.
Yes.
Angry Tensai, I think they played it off, but I would love to hear something come out where Ric Flair and Becky Lynch made it happen out celebrating.
No, please.
Took her for a little ride on Space Mountain.
They could. I wouldn't put anything past WWE, but I really hope they don't. I definitely think the next feud is going to be Becky versus Charlotte, because they're obviously saving Charlotte versus Sasha for WrestleMania as their money match this year, which is awesome.
Do you think they'll do that, or do you think they'll do all three factions?
No. Dude, their main event, WrestleMania, is they're going to let these two go like they used to go in NXT, and they will tear down the freaking house. Charlotte and Sasha, there's no doubt about it. It's clear as day that that's their building to.
All right, cool. Well, you know what? I'm looking forward to that. Would Sasha be the face then? Or would it be the sort of heel?
Sasha's the face.
Okay.
I think they want Charlotte to be the face and Sasha to be the heel, but unfortunately the fans just are too into Sasha. Oh, by the way, enough of that. But I want to bring this up after the Usos and the Luchas beat the crap out of the New Day. Did you hear the ferocious round of boos by the crowd?
Yeah, I think New Day is officially made it over.
The crowd booed the Usos and the Luchas out of the freaking building. It's crazy.
Damn. Yeah, but you know what? I think that, like I said, and I'm not sure where we got cut off. I definitely heard some New Day Rocks chants going on in Philly.
Are you kidding me? The whole crowd was going it. The whole crowd was doing it.
Yeah. I was in positive at first, and I listened a little closer. I'm like, wait a second, the crowd freaking loves New Day, and you know what? It's great. It's like it's like there's Cesaro as far as like, okay, a cool heel that people respect, and they're into whatever their gimmick is. I think their gimmick's all over a lot more than Cesaro, but I mean they recognize a great thing, which is his wrestling performance ability.
Well, one more match to cover, and it was the ECW Originals versus the Wyatts. Where to begin?
Well, you actually had two more matches, my friend.
What was the other one?
We forgot that the young Irishman that Gravity forgot.
Oh yeah, that's right. Neville took on Tyler Breeze, in which the Miz was at ringside, and Tyler Breeze, despite Miz interference, still lost to Neville. And it sucks. I knew this might happen. Tyler Breeze is kind of taking that Fandango, Adam Rose spot on the card, and it looks like he's going to be a jobber. And that sucks. Somebody's got to do it.
What's that?
Tyler Breeze is going to be a jobber on the card, it looks like. It sucks. Somebody's got to do it.
No, you know what I hate? As much as I like Neville being the man that Gravity forgot and stuff, and it's pretty cool theme music and stuff, I hate that whenever he's doing that flip, that whoever falls down always just slides into the right position in the ring, and you can see it. And
you know what? It's such a risky move. They don't want to take a chance.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to know how far you're off from everything. That's a good point. But I guess my problem is with it, if it is a risky move and they're doing it, I mean,
maybe they shouldn't do it. Right.
Either they shouldn't do it, or I think that they need to maybe change it up a little bit, or sort of reevaluate how they do it and how they do it a little bit like a modified version, off the table or something like that. Like he's talented enough where he doesn't need to do an awesome move like that. But at the same time, I don't think it's going to be putting a title on his waist anytime soon, unless they bring back a cruiserweight division. Talk
to me about ECW Originals versus the Wyatts.
Oh wow! You know what? I was Betman, which I am, but I didn't bet on wrestling. I was thinking that the ECW Originals were taking them back in Philly.
Oh, you think, right?
Yeah, I absolutely thought, because I originally saw that what's his name, Tommy Dreamer, wasn't going to be on the rate, or he wasn't going to be in the match. I think I read it on I think it was either PW Torch or AngryMarks, and he said he wasn't going to be in the match, or he was going to be wrestling again. So I thought it was neat to see him. I hate the fact that Eric Rowan got the pin.
Yeah, tell me about it.
At least give it to Braun Strowman, because he's the powerhouse monster, and we're sort of good with that.
I thought the match was very, very good. I thought the match last night was actually pretty good. At this stage in their career, they clearly, WWE, despite Bubba Ray being the man in TNA, they have no use for these guys outside of to put people over. And, I saw what they did to RVD a year ago. The ECW guys are really getting buried out, man. I mean, it's not the way the other people that have went before them have. I think it's interesting. HBK never had to take the falls that, the guys like Dudley Boyz and RVD are taking. I don't remember that period. I don't remember Triple H putting people over like that. It's interesting. But I guess if these guys want to get paid, they got to do the job. Period. You want the money, you gotta lay down. So interesting nonetheless. Royal Rumble's on its way, Vic.
Who's going to win it? Who's going to win it, my friend?
John Cena. No hesitation by me.
All right. Who's Lesnar going to wrestle at WrestleMania?
That I don't know.
Sheamus?
No, I maybe Triple H. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't understand why he went away after he beat The Undertaker. Like, why did he just go? Why did he win that match and just go away?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right? And why should we
Yeah,
care
I mean,
about Undertaker's match at WrestleMania when he lost to Brock Lesnar, who just went away? You know who I want to see fight The Undertaker at WrestleMania? In a very well thought out feud, Dean Ambrose. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, I could see something like that happening. Maybe even make it like a 3-way match. I don't know how you get into the storyline, but maybe like Ambrose, what's his name, and I don't know, maybe like somebody from Team Extreme.
Like Killer Kev?
Possibly. Killer Kev is extreme.
Very extreme. He's so extreme he broke his microphone before we went on the air.
That is commitment, my friend. That is
angry guy. He's an angry guy.
Can you pass on him to tell him he's a great guy, or can he hear us?
We can say anything we want to him and he can't respond, but he hears us.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's wish the Slammy Awards a good show. Angry Tensai, what are you thinking for doing the Slammy Awards next week? Do you want to do the show? I sort of want to now that it's respectable again. If this Raw came out and sucked, I would have said let's bail it.
I would love to be on. We go on. We could talk about the Slammies, and I gotta think.
I hope American Barrow gets a Slammy. He deserves one.
I think you should get a Slammy.
Dude, you know what? I've won just as many Grand Slams as Serena Williams, and I've won just as many World Championships as Ryback.
That's true. That's true.
No reason I should not slam you, my friend.
I'm down. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I'll watch you win the Slammy. I think you deserve it.
Yeah. They should give out Slammies. Killer Kev. Put in our next contract demand that we get Slammies or imitation Slammies for the best Monday Night Raw podcaster on AngryMarks.com.
I'm very disappointed in Killer Kev can't hear us.
I think he can hear us. He just can't respond with,
I know, but you know what I mean. Oh, Killer Kev. Anyway, you know what? I gotta wrap it up a little early, but definitely a fiery show, and I enjoyed What was that?
I think we covered this show. I mean, it was good, but there weren't any real filler matches. I mean, the biggest piece of garbage was the match that Vince McMahon came out and squashed. I liked all the endings to the matches. I thought they did a better job of building up. I mean, this was successful not just from a match standpoint, but I think as far as telling a story and literally, okay, we have just so many. I mean, it's almost like sort of like a pop culture. They love, like, the announcers love, like, pop culture references, and I feel like we're getting in there with a lot of these storylines, or trying to get in there with a couple of storylines.
They did everything they needed to do, man. It was awesome. I
didn't like the fact that during the or before Roman Reigns came out, they were saying that he was going to be on ESPN. I didn't like that because
I didn't think anything of it, but now that you say that, I should have.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I didn't even like. I wasn't even a huge fan of them saying, "Okay, you lose your job if you don't win this match," because I felt like, okay, now there's going to be either a real BS excuse out of it, which I don't know if you could have. I mean, the announcers didn't really play it up as like, oh, hey, there's still a chance if it gets counted out or something like that. I didn't like that because I almost felt it foreshadowed Reigns winning. Well, but I like the way it turned out. I liked the match, loved it.
I had a suspicion he was going to win it. Why did Reigns put his career on the line, not make without making it a no DQ match? Like, why in the world would you not do that?
Yeah. But you know what? I mean, I think that he's also the McMahon, Kennedy, Helmsley faction. I mean, they could say, hey, you know what, you're fired because we hate you. And now,
Good point.
I mean, rather than go through like 6 months of trial and tribulations, like Daniel Bryan, leading up to getting into WrestleMania and still being jumped through hoops, he's the champ.
Right.
Who do you think Brock Lesnar faces at WrestleMania?
Not sure, buddy. Not sure.
That could be an interesting one.
I would bet it'll be somebody big time for sure. I mean, he is their marquee guy. But it's gonna be fun, a lot of fun. But I'm looking forward to coming back on next week with you, buddy. I got to get out of here. I got an early meeting tomorrow. But great talking to you and all the peeps out there that keep Raw Reaction alive and well.
Absolutely, brother. You have a good day tomorrow, Killer Kev. Appreciate hard work from last with no connection with us and updating us through Skype and Facebook throughout the show. But awesome show, man. Really enjoyed it. Looking forward to next week.
Good job by us and good job by the WWE. And I'm looking forward to hearing the sweet sounds of Killer Kev's voice again next week. And we'll talk to you soon. So Killer Kev, if you could, hit the music, brother.